Lethabo loved playing basketball more than anything else. So much that he always had a spark in his eyes whenever he talked about basketball. He spent countless hours practicing his dribbling, shooting, and footwork, while dreaming of the day he'd be the star player of his high school team. His father, Mr. Lubanzi, was his biggest supporter. Despite working long hours at a local factory, Mr. Lubanzi never missed a single game or practice session. Always cheering from the sidelines with a warm, encouraging smile. The Lubanzi family wasn't wealthy, but Mr. Lubanzi did everything he could to ensure Lethabo had all he needed. Often, this meant eating less himself so that Lethabo could have the energy and nutrition required for his demanding practice sessions. Lethabo noticed the sacrifices his father made but didn't always fully appreciate them, taking for granted the unwavering support Mr. Lubanzi provided.
Good people. Have you subscribed yet? Kindly consider doing so and remember to press the notification bell too. Leave your comments as well. It's free. Thank you. Oh yeah, let's continue with our latest story about dads. This one is about me, of course.
Lethabo's heart raced as he took his position on the court. The final game of the season underway. With seconds left on the clock, the score was tied. Catching a pass, Lethabo dribbled past his opponents and launched a perfect three-pointer. The ball soared through the air, spinning in a graceful arc. Time seemed to slow as it approached the hoop, hitting the color-changing backboard with a soft thud before circling the rim. The crowd held its breath. After what felt like an eternity, the ball dropped cleanly through the net. It hit the court with a resounding thud, bouncing high as if in slow motion. The crowd's collective gasp turned into a deafening roar. The ball continued to bounce rhythmically, each contact with the floor echoing the heartbeat of the game. The crowd erupted in cheers, but none louder than his father, Mr. Lubanzi, who watched proudly from the stands. As his teammates lifted him in a celebratory victory toss, Lethabo realized he had achieved his dream of becoming the school's star basketball player, with his biggest supporter there to witness it all. And, as Lethabo neared his graduation from school, he set another goal for himself. He began to dream of owning a basketball shooting machine. This was because the new basketball court in their community was frequently occupied, and he figured that the machine would allow him to practice more efficiently nearer home. Especially as the now abandoned old community basketball court was right across the road from their house. Take the evening he arrived at the new basketball court, excited to try out the smooth surface and shiny new hoops, for example. The sun was setting, casting a golden glow over the area, as he started with a few warm-up shots. No sooner had the ball swished through the net, boosting his confidence, than the court began to fill up. He could barely practice his layups nor perfect his three-point shot, as he managed to slam the ball through the net with a satisfying thud. Realizing it was too hectic to continue in the now crowded and noisy court, Lethabo was forced to take a break, as he found a spot on the sidelines to watch the game. Looking forward to returning when it was quieter, he resigned himself to the reality that having a shooting machine was just a pipe dream. Because he knew that even the pre-loved one they were fortunate to have seen at the store was beyond what his father could afford. And the thought left him feeling bitter and resentful. And so one evening, after a particularly frustrating day at the new court, Lethabo said some hurtful things to his father. "You never really understand what I need," he snapped. "If you did, you'd know how important that basketball machine is to me. I can never get enough court time as it is." Mr. Lubanzi's face fell, but he didn't say anything. He simply nodded and went back to his work, the lines of worry and exhaustion etched deeper into his face. What Lethabo didn't know was that Mr. Lubanzi had a plan. Despite their financial constraints, he was determined to make his son's dream come true. Especially because he believed in it too. For months, He had been saving every extra cash, including a part of his inheritance from Lethabo's grandmother, his late mum. And when that wasn't enough, he made the difficult decision to sell his scooter, which he used to get to work every day. As Mr. Lubanzi tightened his grip on the handlebars of his scooter, he felt the weight of his decision settle heavily on his shoulders. The rusted but reliable vehicle had been his companion for years, ferrying him to countless construction sites, helping him earn just enough to support his small family. Today, it would carry him to the local pawn shop for the last time. Now, as he approached the pawn shop, he glanced back at the scooter, feeling a pang of loss, but he realized that his son's future was worth more. With the addition of the money from the sale, he was finally able to pay for the basketball machine in full. On the day of Lethabo's graduation, Mr. Lubanzi handed him a simple greeting card. Lethabo's heart sank. He had hoped against all logic that maybe his father had somehow managed to get the machine. Without opening the card, he slammed it on the table. "A card? Really?" he shouted. "This is what you give me on my graduation day?" His sister, Thandi, overheard the commotion and came into the room. She picked up the card and opened it. When she saw the receipt inside, she understood immediately. "Lethabo, look at this," she said softly, holding the receipt up for him to see. "Dad sold his scooter to buy you the basketball machine. He made a huge sacrifice for you." Lethabo's anger quickly turned to shame. He realized how blind he had been to his father's love and sacrifices. Tears welled up in his eyes as he turned to Mr. Lubanzi. "Dad, I'm so sorry. I didn't understand. Please forgive me and thank you so much for everything." Mr. Lubanzi smiled and pulled his son into a hug. "I know how much you love basketball, Lethabo. I just want you to have every opportunity to succeed." From that day on, Lethabo appreciated his father more than ever before. He worked even harder at basketball, motivated not just by his own dreams but by the knowledge of his father's sacrifices. And he made sure to always express his gratitude and love for Mr. Lubanzi, who had taught him the true meaning of dedication and selflessness. Did you know that in truth, Mr. Lubanzi's favorite sport was not basketball? It was football. He was a talented striker in his youth. He might not fully understand basketball, but he understood love and sacrifice. And seeing the joy and passion basketball brought to Lethabo, his son, made it his new favorite too. Thankfully, Lethabo's blooper was quickly corrected because this story reminds us all of the quiet, often unseen sacrifices good and responsible fathers make for their children. It teaches us to appreciate and honor the love and support we receive from our parents, recognizing that their sacrifices are often the foundation upon which our dreams are built. "He didn't only have my hand, he had my back too." Anaton. Happy Father's Day to all the amazing dads out there.
Enjoy so many more short and entertaining African tales, stories, and fables by watching the videos displayed on the screen. Thank you and see you there.